Okay. Ah, you want to smoke a cigarette?
You went down a fag.
Like a shishnik.
First time I saw you, I needed something. Please, what do you call it?
It's rolling.
It's rolling.
So I asked you, I said, you had a cigarette? This weird guy.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. So, as we said, the truth is that there's nothing that can stand in the way of tshuva. And even a person who is not deserving of even a person who is not deserving of tshuva. You know, the tshuva is because we said the tshuva doesn't help for gam tipa moyach. You know, as we said in Sefer Musa. That's why a person has to stand by an Nisayah. He has to be facing an Nisayah or being pushed away totally. So, did I actually turn this on? This in itself is מחלוקת בקדושה. שיש בין הצדיקים האמיתיים, that exists between the true tzadikim. באמס לאמיתוי, the truth of the matter is that זה הדאס דייקה. Through that particular das, which is a very very high das of the makifin, and mekav and mishim mavis lechaim et ele shepogum b'tiv amor. They bring closer and bring back to life, from death to life, those that damaged their minds, their brains. As it says, Achmi shu pesing v'sachan kisus v'pered, anybody who's stupid and dense, like a horse and like a mule, there's specific words that I'm using. That just doesn't get it. This actually pushes them further out more. He sees that there is a strife between the true tzaddikim. But anybody who has a true mind in his brain, it's actually hearing the rebuke that he needs to hear, the admonishment that he needs to hear. By hearing the argument and disagreement and strife between the true tzaddikim, as it is said in this particular Torah, an ear that hears a rebuke, a punishment of life. It says basically, it says it would reside, it shall sleep between chachamim. That's what the pasuk says, that an ear that hears a rebuke of life, amongst chachamim it shall reside, or sleep, so to speak. But the lashon tolin, which is lashon lino, is like housing. Sleep is actually also from the root of the word tluna, which is complaint. So it's an ear that hears the admonishment of life. It actually, where does it hear it? It hears it between the strife that exists between amongst the chachamim. This is where it gets its strife. This is where it gets its rebuke. Because he sees through this how far he is from HaKadosh Baruch Hu. That a person that has been strayed from Kodesh Baruch Hu so much, until he actually hears the complaints, the strife, the argument between the tzaddikim. And this reminds him, the greatness of the damage that he has damaged, the drop of his brain. Because if the mind wouldn't have been, damaged, wouldn't have been, he wouldn't even hear about it, it wouldn't bother him. And then he starts having pity on himself. Then he starts to understand how far he really is from Kedusha. And this dafka this brings him closer. In truth, the strife between the true tzaddikim, in order to be makav, to bring closer those that are far, or in the grips of basically of death, from death to life.
How does realizing your distance from Hashem help you to become closer? It's such a it's such a vague thing. I'm distant from Hashem. I don't know where I am.
But you don't need to have a specific point. You need to say, you also don't have specifically an idea how much money you actually need, in order to live your life and to pay everything and to marry off your children, whatever. But there's a need. You feel there's a need, right? So that urges you, that pushes you on, to do more status, to make more money, right? Is the realization of it, because if you have enough money, you don't have to do anything.
You see, I feel that confusion is something that clouds a person's mind, and it takes somebody away from Hashem. Only when you have a certain element of certainty can you start to work.
No, but the point is that you see, a person will never attempt to purchase something that he thinks he already has. Which means the realization of the lack is the first step of the purchase.
Okay.
Right? So which means that if you realize that you're far from Kodesh Baruch Hu, that's the beginning of getting close to Kodesh Baruch Hu. But if you feel that you're okay, there's nothing wrong with you.
The thing with this, you're right.
You're a good Yid, you're a good Jew,
the thing that this approach is
why go crazy, right?
You can do this in any situation in life, and we realize that in every situation, how far away we are, and then suddenly we're concentrating on how distant we are from Hashem the whole time, and we start believing that we don't even have a place to start from.
Yeah. The main thing is you start looking, but before you can start looking, you have to feel the need. You don't feel the need, why bother? See, the thing is, one of the biggest problems with life is real time. Life is real time. Do you know what it means, life is real time? It's happening now. And every day a person dies. You die every day. And the day comes, the person doesn't feel so well, for a while, and then comes the day after, moving, you pass from this to there. It'll come. And everything comes about. The thing is that right now we're living in a situation where we forget. We may feel bad about something bad that we did, right then and there. But then it goes away, right? We forget. We don't live with it all the time.
You find something.
It's like and it's good because otherwise we won't be able to exist. But the point of it is still there. It doesn't go away just because we don't remember it. Even by us, it doesn't go away. I just
think there's a difference between knowing where you are and feeling bad.
the thing is that knowing where you are, you cannot possibly know where you are, because if you were to know where you really are, you'd collapse. Not you person. If a person knew where he really was, he'd collapse. He'd just crumble, just fall to pieces. Rabeinu says that when it says about when Shimon Bar Yochai came out of the cave and he saw a person plowing the field, was leaving Chaya Olam and was dealing with Chaya Shah, was dealing with money instead of dealing with with his neshama. So it says Nosson Ba'enov, he put his eye in him. V'nasa gal shel atzamos, it became like a pile of bones. The person became a pile of bones. Gal is a pile, bone, atzamot is bones, but it's also gal is from the root isgalus, revelation, and atzamos is mishon atzmus, means self. Means that tzaddik put his eyes in this person, and the self of this person suddenly was evident to this person himself, and that there's no greater punishment than that. It shattered him. The tzaddik has to. It's like a person who has been blind for a long time.
But he was right to do that, right?
Yeah, vaday. It was the tikkun of that person. We're not getting into. Nevertheless, Kadosh Baruch Hu told Shimon to get back in the cave for 2 more years to calibrate the laser beams. But oh, good, somebody here can just look straight. My neck was already craning. We should sit here. The camera is here. Look, Hollywood is right there. So every year, so I can, yeah. Should I face the camera and say hello to everybody? So as I said, life is real time, and the answer is that we need to the tzaddik takes off his. Rabbeinu says it's a marshal, like somebody who has been blind for years, and he goes through a medical procedure where they fix his eyes. He says he cannot just bring him into the light in one shot. What I have to do is they cover the eyes, and then they take off one layer after another, letting the light in one step at a time until a person can sustain it. You can't possibly know where you really are because you wouldn't be able to take it. It's serious business.
So what's taking the layers off?
It's taking the layers off. You're learning the Torahs, you're doing what you need to do. Kadosh Baruch Hu leads you in such a way that takes, the tzaddik is removing, the layers one at a time. You come to Hashanah, you'll be pushed all over. You go, stop, what's wrong with you? And this thing, I was before you, and I was before, no, I was before you. And then, by the time you come to the Rebbe, you've already seen who you are. The Rebbe puts a mirror, you come to the tzaddik. By the time there, you see with all the pushing and the shoving, it's just a little push. Just a little push. Nothing much. You get a snapshot of who you really are. When you come to the tzaddik, you go, whoa, just a second, what's wrong with me? Little by little, it happens. Little by little.
You know why you need help by the time you get to it.
Yeah. It shows you. People think, that you go to Uman, and everyone's going to be like peachy keen, vacation, vacation, like Aruba. You come there, people push and this and that. Baruch Hashem, it's fantastic, yes, but the trip itself is a washing machine. You're thrown into the washing machine and it tumbles, especially with all these people that are coming. Meron is this year was a little closer to what Uman is like, but it's not true. The truth is that even Uman is easier than it used to be in previous years, better organized, whatever it is. But there used to be years, remember, when we went on the way back,
Used to
and
kinda
they
kill
didn't.
us.
They used to put outside in the tents at night. It was freezing. You know, these huge tents. You know, I stood there for hours. What people don't understand is the trip to the tzaddik starts before you bought your ticket,
You leave the house.
and does not end until after you return home, and then some. The thing that by the tzaddik everything is okay. Until then, it's like hefker. It's not. That's the nesiyah to the tzaddik is. The Rebbe says that, you know, I envy, you know, every single step of your way to me. Every single step of your way to me. The way to the tzaddik. So the machlokes is that since a person hears and he sees you know, how great his halochos is, and this in itself brings it closer, because the real machlokes between the true tzaddikim is just to bring people closer, to bring them from death to life. It says the argument is only for you. I'm sorry, when do you want to leave? Okay. And then when you actually believe it, they are both this and this is the Hilchos Chaim. And the argument is only for me, that this is the rectification of the mind. This in itself has the effect of thunders. This meriva, this argument, is a thunder. It jars you from your complacency. It's like, whoa, what's going on? That's what a thunder does. That what we said, the heart itself gets into all these confusions and, you know, this labyrinth of idiocies. You know, he told me this, so I told him this, and he did me this, and that. In the meantime, you know, the famous story about the two neighbors that argued where does the demarcation line between the backyards goes? Where does it pass? This one goes up to here, this one goes up to here, and he said, so they went to the rabbi, and they asked him a question, you know, so they come to the rabbi, the rabbi come and take a look at what's going on, and he sees, so this one says, you see, up to here, all until here is mine. He says, no, it's up to here, until all this is mine. So the rabbi says, I want to hear what the land has to say. He puts his ear down, and they look at him like he's crazy. He stands up, and they go like, what did it say? No, really, what? No, really. So, so the rabbi says the land says, he says that I'm his, and he says that I'm his. The truth, they're both mine. They both belong to me. Boom. That's the effect of the thunder. You know, just get out of the clang cup of the here and now, and realize what is actually going on here. So when a person hears the Meriva Ben Tzadikim, suddenly, you know, and he realizes, yo, this is a mirror image of what I am. I don't deserve to live bichlal, and they're trying to push me away. Mishamayim, they're trying to push me away, because otherwise, why would I hear it? The entire world was created for me. So why inside the world was created for me, suddenly they're pushing me away from Yiddishkeit? Why do I hear this? And he says, whoa, this is... And he wakes up, you know, it blows the Amen. And this straightens out the crookedness of the heart. All the crookedness of the heart. Especially somebody who is blemished in the drops of brain. Then the brain is damaged, the heart is twisted. It twisted any which way. That the heart is twisted and bent out of shape and out of whack any which way. This twistedness of the heart, the crookedness of the heart, my heart is dizzy. This is the machlokas zitra acha, the strife of Sami. B'fkinas cholak libam. It says their heart is divided, which means there's a division, there's a derision, there's a strife inside the heart. Ki sitra acha b'fkinas machlokes, sitra acha itself is strife. Ze machlokes sitra acha b'fkinas haskomo shebalev, and that this strife of sitra acha, which is the crookedness of the heart, where does it come from? How comes it come that, there is such a strife? He says this is a manifestation, stage after stage after stage. It comes from the strife, from, machlokes the kedusha. Shema means machlokes bekedusha ben tzaddik kol echad. Really, that is machlokes bekedusha, shama v'hila v'shem shemayim. It's himself when it goes down, it descends to the tumah, and then it becomes aha. But when you believe that the strife should be kedushim, between the true tzaddikim, is kol echad, is all one, is really el ve'el divrei chaim. They are both; these are words of Hashem, both words of Hashem. I doesn't stem because my mind is dense. What can I do? I damage there. El ve'el chaim, as I nimtak v'nisbat al kol machlokes sitra acha. Then this lashes out all kinds of strife that of the sitra acha. Sheshosho halochos bekedusha. All the strife of sitra acha begins in the strife of the kedusha. When you believe yourself that the kedusha is all one, it clashes away the damaging effects of the sitra acha. As I shomea, and not only this, as I shomea to Chas Chaim, then he hears a rebuke for himself. From every kind of crookedness of one's own heart. Instead of getting confused by it, you're getting rebuked by it. One of the typical things that one may do to himself is that one can get an idea, I want to do something for Hashem. I want to work something. I want to do a parnasa, and that's what I'm going to do. That's the right thing to do. It's the kedusha thing to do. Whatever it is, I'll be there. Everything else that I do is really is full with all kind of schmutz. I want to go the right way. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. And he starts doing it. And he falls flat on his face. And he goes like, what's going on here? I was trying to be good. Right? I was trying to do what Hashem wants from me. And suddenly I fail. What's going on here? And the first boom to his face is like, what is Hashem doing to me? He can go even further to feel like
I'm not good.
No, I'm not good. That's one thing. Then suddenly gets a suffix, Is there shame or not? Yeah, he can get that. He can get that far for a split second. He doesn't let it get into his mind. It's in his mind, but maybe the whole thing is just a
shame.
The whole thing is a shame. The whole thing is a boom. Where does it come from? Because you decided that this is the good thing to do, and this is the tikkun of everything else. You already decided this, and you went through this, and it doesn't work. So, whoa, wait a minute, time out, wait a minute. You made a supposition, and when it doesn't work out, suddenly Hashem is at fault. This is what it says, Iveles Odom, Salaf Darkoi, the foolishness of a person will twist his ways. Val Hashem, Valokim Izaf Liboy, and who is he angry about? About this? Shame, you dropped the ball. What's wrong? Where were you? But the whole thing starts with you. Who says it's what you're supposed to do?
How's the pasuk go again?
Iveles Odom Salaf Darkoi, Val Elokim Izaf Liboy.
Tefilin.
No, this is Koheles. So my brother, with his laser beam on my mind, this is like, you make, it's like you make an assumption And like, journalists love doing this. It's like they would come to somebody, it's like, when did you stop beating your wife? Like, what can you do? There's nothing. When did you stop beating your wife? Well, what can you answer? When we stop doing it together. This is when I stopped beating my wife. You and I were doing it together. We both stopped. But the point is that you make a supposition that supposedly that's a good thing. So Hashem is supposed to, if I do this, Hashem is going to go together with me. That's what Hashem wanted from me all along. And suddenly, it doesn't go, whoa. So, what's going on here? Don't make the assumptions and don't draw the conclusions. Just be telling me, just do whatever it is. Bevakasha, you want to do ishtadlus, and baya. It works, it doesn't work, Beseder, go weiter. And if this doesn't work, try something else. It was very good that you wanted to do something good. You already made a cheshbon, it has to work this way, and this, from now on it's going to be, and I'm going to make a lot of money, and I'm going to give this one, I'm going to give this one, I'm going to pay back here, I'm going to do there. You already have the millions all. It's the famous Indian mashal about the guy that had a whole jug of goat's milk, and he was sitting there, lying back, and he's taking, and he's like daydreaming that, here's the goat's milk, he's going to sell it, he's going to buy a goat, another goat, and then another goat, and both going to have more goats, and then this, and he's going to get rich, he's going to get himself, a very nice wife, and the wife is going to do this, and she's going to do something he doesn't like, and he's going to kick her, and he's going to tell her, that's the way you behave, and he kicked the jug, and it spilled. It's just like, whoa, that's all the crookedness of the heart. But when a person is into listening to Teichas Chaim, to the rebuke all the time, when such a thing happens to him, he immediately, turns around and hears, the problem is here. The problem is not there, the problem is here. What am I being told? So from all the machlokes Acha, he's actually hearing rebukes, admonishments for himself, to direct himself how he's supposed to go. When a person believes that all the machlokes, the kedusha, is one thing, these are both words of Hashem, it puts him in a situation that when the machlokes Acha happens to him, like what I described just now, instead of getting angry at HaKadosh Baruch Hu, he learns lesson for himself. I deluded myself to begin with, and then I have time for HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Whoa, wait. It says, all kind of strife to Sitri Acha. That stems actually in Machlokas the Kedusha. And then he hears an admonishment of life from all the twistedness of his own heart. They just want to push me away from Kedusha. He understands through this his great damage, and the person does tremendous tshuva and has a lot of rachmanos on himself. Through the twistedness of the heart. That a person can think that he's already, he already got it made, Kedusha and this and that, and suddenly he can fall into something that is like astonishingly embarrassing. Something he hasn't done in months, or even years. And whoa, what is this? So if he does not believe Machlokas Kedusha is all one, this happens is, I'm just a liar. I'm just a liar. I was just deluding myself. I'm just a liar. Just let it go. But if he believes Mahagis Sheben Tzadikim is one, when this happens to him, and realize Mishamayim, you fell into complacency. You became too comfortable. So Mishamayim, they push you a little bit. They wake you up. Whoa, hello.
They show you Mata.
No, it's not only this. Rabbeinu says in Sefer Amidah sometimes they push somebody from Shamayim Bechavona. They push him Bechavona.
What if he falls away?
Shamayim, they know exactly what to do.
Yeah,
don't worry about it. He's okay.
I'm telling you, his cheshbon is bad.
Yeah. He's got it down pat.
Are we supposed to assume that all the machlekes that we hear about from tzaddikim?
It's for us.
1 second. Machlekes, the kedusha, even in our generation, when you get things.
Rabbeinu said
The difference is whether it's meant for you or not.
So,
If he's a real tzaddik,
his time, people used to say, and that was the time of the Balatanya, Rebbe Ditchev, the Apter of Rabbeinu, of course. People used to say, today they're no longer tzaddikim like in previous years. It's forget about it. It's like, very close.
It's an illusionary.
It was a then, It's a kal v'chomer, the tzaddikim of this generation as well. The tzaddikim of this generation, even people that...
You believe that, huh? I wish I did.
I know.
I wish I did.
That's
sometimes.
I used to say that
It's 20 shekels right there, that's a lot. So, proof paper.
You need to make it into a line, I think. It's on your nose.
See, the thing is that one of the things that we need for to believe that they are tzaddikim is that we believe that tzaddikim are the only people that are like kulatov. Like, whoa, man, it's like somebody once said, he says, how can you say that this one is a tzaddik? He says, tzaddik v'kodesh, as I alone saw him eating cheese with noodles. That's how you see it. A kodesh. I saw him eating lokshem mit kez. I think somebody said about Rebbe Nosson. Rebbe Nosson said, what are you talking about? I saw him myself and I guess lokshem mit kez. He was eating lokshem with cheese. He says, "Vos meinst du, Moshe Rabeinu? Ich gegessen lokshem mit kez." Moshe Rabeinu didn't eat noodles with cheese. But the point is that when a person is in goof, then he's like this, he's like that, he's kacha, and then he says this, and he doesn't fit, he fits, whatever it is. But once they pass away, whoa.
He was.
Oh, man, what he was, unbelievable. So what'd you say when he was alive? What? Those that are alive, they're nothing.
I think it'd be easier for a person to become a tzaddik if he believed that, if he believed it himself. Then he knows that he could be gam.
The tachlis is the thing is that to be a tzaddik is a real thing. That's the difference between Yiddishkeit and all the other religions in the world, mamash. In every other religion, either it is somebody that heard voices, I don't know what, or somebody was born because his father is God, or whatever it is that he's supposed to be, melchatchiladik, whatever. In Yiddishkeit is what you do, is what you get. Tana de Velial says, he says, Ma'id alay ani shamayim va'aretz, I testify upon myself, heaven and earth, that any person, afilu goy, afilu isha, afilu eved, afilu goy, a woman, a child, a goy, doesn't matter. Everything according to your deed, if he behaves the way it's miyad shel HaKodesh, immediately Ruach HaKodesh comes on him. It all falls upon your deeds. So what do you think? Those that get Ruach HaKodesh, all these things, they don't know their mistakes. Rebbe says mefurish in the Sichos that people make two mistakes about tzaddikim. One of them, that tzaddikim never make mistakes. And secondly, if they make a mistake, this is tzaddik, then he's no longer a tzaddik. He says it's not true. Tzaddikim make mistakes, and even if they make mistakes, they're still tzaddikim. Rabbeinu said, I could do the greatest avera in the world. The Rebbe could kill a Jew. Kill a Jew. He said, I still remain the same tzaddik as I was. Only what? I'm the Jew. It's true for everything. It works for everything. Come on, I'm killing a Jew. Yes, everything. That's true for everything. And you can remain a tzaddik like you were before. So that thing that we require, this kind of sterility, that a tzaddik is like, he's no longer in the body. Then he's a tzaddik. Then he's while he's alive, it's just a human being like me and you. This is the thing that keeps us away, as Shlomo said, from being tzaddikim. There are tzaddikim in this generation, but they're in a goof. They're in a goof. So we look at them like, they're pluses and minuses, they're good and bad. They're just people.
He overslept.
It's just like people, like everybody else. Once they pass away, whoa, okay, no, whoa, it was unbelievable. Whoa. Fire.
A person you wouldn't say hi to. You wouldn't say hi to.
Yeah. Suddenly it's fire. You stand next to him, ooh, 30-degree burn. Unbelievable. Yeah.
Didn't you just say, I think once that if a person does an avera, that no matter how much tshuva he does, it's never the same. It's never the same. Once a person does the first avera, it's never the same. For instance, like
it can be even better. The point is that once a person does an avera, it changes his situation. It has nothing to do with good or bad, high or low. It has nothing to do with that.
changes.
It just changes.
Okay.
Now he's put in a different situation. Now he's thinking of something else.
He's on a different place on the map.
Yes, there was a person who I met him many years ago. It couldn't happen. He was a Rav in Tel Aviv, based in Tel Aviv or whatever it is, and he fell in Averos Chamuras, very severe Averos. It was a big bruha, whatever it is, and they took him to trial. And a woman recorded him. The whole thing was in Kitzur, and he went to jail. He went to jail. It was based in Member in Tel Aviv. So he went to but when he went to I don't think that this helps the microphone. Hold on a second. Anyhow, doesn't matter. This is Mahagish of Kedusha. This whole thing, and the sound and this, Mahagish of Kedusha. Whoever says, that's a bad sign, I'm not listening to this. So, the end was, that he asked the Rav Shach at the time, what should he fight or whatever it is.
Who asked the Rebbe?
Yeah, this Rav. So Rav Shach said, if it's true, don't fight it. Just go to jail, finish. So he did that. Just let it go, and he went to jail, then he was released. And then the paskin of him that you can join him in, you cannot join him in, all kinds of shtuyot, Bnei Brak, Shtesem that they did with him, or whatever it is. But he came back, he lived like one of the people, he took his punishment like a man, he passed away not long ago. So the question is, was he better? Most probably, what do you think he was? What do you think he was? Before. If it wouldn't have been caught. That was the thunder. He took it properly. He took it properly. He made an affair, so he changed his paradigm. Now he's supposed to live, no longer have base thing, whatever it is. That was his tikkun. He was probably infinitely better afterwards than he was before. The busha, of course, cleansed him, the whole thing, going to jail, the whole.
It's different mahal.
That's what I'm saying. The truth is that people need to understand, as I said at that time, and Avera especially has to do with indiscretion in that area, changes the paradigm totally. It says, don't worry about it, it's okay, you do it and it'll be fine, don't worry, it's fine. It's not fine, and it will change, inexorably. Won't be able to change it back. How, what, when, better, where, it's nothing to do with that. It just changes the situation completely. There's no way to undo those things. Whether there's a need to undo or not, that's something else. It's like going into running, like somebody running into the street. A car won't hit him. Somebody is saying, that I got to right away. I'm gonna cross. He's supposed to stop. Well, big deal. He's a car and you're walking. He hits you. Okay, so he was wrong, and you're a cripple to the end of your life. What kind of it's an idiocy. This kind of people live in this twisted. I can only say it's head trip. It's the only way that you can put this twisting of the heart. But a person is, but when a person has made the decision that Machor between tzaddikim, first of all, there are tzaddikim in this generation, and there's Yetzer Hara. Both are true. And the Yetzer Hara does not let me see the tzaddikim, because if the Yetzer Hara actually let me see, recognize the tzaddikim, I have a tikkun. But the Yetzer Hara, the Rebbe says, there's a special Yetzer Hara for people when they see great people, people, special people, to say Ze Noeh v'Ze Eino Noeh. Yeah, this one. Yeah, Gehenna is not Africa. Gehenna is not Africa. He's a liar. He's a cheat.
They need to open a special Gehenna. They need to open a special Gehenna.
Yeah. What are you talking about? Regular games are good for him. Not good for him. And this one, a little pale. And this one, he's fat, Bechlal. And this one, he's too skinny. And this one, They think that there's no Yetzer Hara when you're judging others. The Yetzer Hara is the thing that makes you not see the tzaddikim in your generation. Because if you were to overcome this, and you realize the fact that you see blemishes in them is a blemish in you, you're tochecha by that. עבד. ומרחם על עצמו, ושב ותשובה שלם, מרחם על עצמו מאוד מאוד על זה דרך. וכל מה שמקנים ליבו יועסה בעקמום יסותה, and the more the heart gets twisted, הוא רואה מבין על זה ביועסה גודל הפגם שלו. He understands even more how far he is. In other words, the more twisted I am, the more of an indication how much I'm supposed to straighten myself out. You never make a mistake of thinking that, you'll not be maki al chet in somebody else's chest. That's a sign, of fanaticism. You know what is fanaticism? That the whole thing is your fault. The reason why everything is so bad is because of what somebody else did. Never because of what I did. The newspapers are full with such tzaddik.
Isn't that two guys arguing over the fence?
What?
Two guys who argued over the fence. One says it's his fault, one says it's his fault. This is my land.
The whole thing is Rabbeinu calls. He says there's a mice in Sipur Mices, mice Michigel from a cripple that he had these dusts with magical properties One of them was dust of tzaddikim, the other was dust of mishugov, of lunatics. And he mixed them together. Put it on a path of bandits, murderers. He mixed it together, put it in a path. So the minute they stepped on it, they became tzaddikim, and they became crazy tzaddikim. Since they became tzaddikim, they started doing tshuva, and having charata for all the people that they killed. But because they were crazy tzaddikim, they blame each other. He says, because of you we did it, you're the one at fault. Because a normal tzaddik blames himself, a crazy tzaddik blames somebody else. If you're a true tzaddik, when you see something, that's a mirror for me. This is the thing that brings you closer to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Hashem, tomorrow we shall continue.